Listen up, folks. It takes time and effort to acquire customers, and it hurts when clients churn. But successful agencies know how to get their communication game on point and reduce the risk of clients walking away. And the agencies we spoke to told us about what they do to stop client churn dead in its tracks. The first thing to do is know how to set expectations. The simple reality is that if you don't give your client a plan, they're going to give you their plan. And 9 times out of 10, their plan isn't going to work.
We found that clients often come to us with some misconceptions about what search engine optimization is or how it's going to work. They're often looking to us for guarantees. So we try to be very realistic. We offer a free 45-minute consultation with someone prior to having them sign up for one of our Done For You SEO services so that we can get a really realistic picture of what it's going to be like to work with this particular practice. We want them to have a clear picture of what it's going to take to get a great return on investment. We don't want them coming in with this idea that they're going to invest a few $100s and be ranking in 2 days. That's just not how it works, and we want that to be very clear. Sometimes we do turn clients away if they're looking for something that's not realistic, if they have a time frame that's not realistic, or a budget that simply won't get them the results that they're looking for.
Make sure your onboarding communication includes a plan that you came up with based on your data. While your initial contract should not guarantee metrics, it's too early for that. What it should do is set goals, key performance indicators, the scope of the work, as well as timelines and budgets. And most importantly of all, also update your clients on your agency's values. For example, if your agency has a no contact policy outside of business hours, your client should know that. Or if there's a minimum turnaround time for client approval or consequences for being unresponsive, the client should know that as well. The next thing that mature agencies do well is over-communicate, but they do it strategically. This strategy can be broken down into 3 parts. Number 1, realign often to communicate your strategic vision. Share the macro picture at least once per quarter. Provide the client with an update on things like new team members, research into new areas, and applied technologies. Convey how these connect with the client's own goals and how your team is constantly tuning its capabilities to work towards those goals.
It's actually a video call. During that video call, we will share screen with them, show them their agency analytics dashboard, and go over what results we're getting, how we feel about that, any changes in strategy that we might recommend at that time, and what kind of work we anticipate doing the following month.
Number 2, customized communication. Determine whether your clients prefer quick, high-level overview updates or longer, in-depth technical reports, and in either case, establish a communication schedule. Ideally, reports should be sent at least monthly and deliver metrics and progress clearly. As a general rule, it's easier to show something than to describe it. You can also use these to identify additional upsell opportunities that your client needs help with.
What we talk about is results. What we talk about is phases of the projects. What we talk about is what's coming up, what's been done, but really leaning on the results. And that's where the reporting comes in, the automated reporting that goes out every month, because that shows a delightful line of rankings increasing over time. And they can always just look at that one report, and that one report says, this is where you were before us. This is where you are now. Isn't that better?
Number 3, follow-ups. While monthly follow-ups are great, more frequent updates are also key. Follow-up calls are an excellent tool. They give you the opportunity to clarify any details that may have been missed during the initial call.
So we'll have those conversations with the clients, and then there are kind of set touch points throughout the month. So we do a monthly report for clients. They're always going to get the monthly report and then a follow-up with that. But also it's a case of whenever you've done something, when I say this to the team, I think we could definitely be doing it more, but my view is whenever you've done anything, tell the client that you've done it. Don't save it up and tell them in summary at the end of the month. Just be like, oh, just so you know, I've just changed some of the meta descriptions on your website because we're trying to optimize this keyword at the moment, and so we've just done that. Anything like that, just tell them. So the more communication, the better in my eyes. I don't think there can be too much.
If you opt to schedule structured follow-up meetings instead, they need to be a bit more strategic. If follow-up calls are held weekly, you may not have had the time to collect enough data to have a productive meeting. On the other hand, if they're every 3 weeks, the client may feel that they are too few and far between. 2 weeks seems to be the magic numbers for most agencies. Follow-up calls should also be accompanied by follow-up emails that summarize the topics discussed. This demonstrates your agency's professional competence. Listening is an underrated skill. Your agency's success ultimately hinges on client satisfaction, and it's essential that your clients' concerns are actively being heard. Quarterly review meetings where clients provide feedback are an important tool. This feedback should be quantified so you can chart progress, sniff out any red flags, and communicate around potential problems before they become a big deal.
So some of the red flags that you can look at and say, okay, this client is in risk of dropping, right? If they start asking questions that they don't have the background to ask, right? Like they start asking specific questions, technical questions, then you know that somebody's whispering in their ear. And usually it's a competitor of yours. And they're feeding them things to sow discord in your relationship. And what I do in that case is I cut right to the chase. I just say, who's talking to you? Who are you talking to that's asking these questions? And then they tell me.
Aside from that kind of red flag, the way you go about your listening is also important. Ask the right questions. For example, make sure your account manager asks questions about a client's schedule and internal pressures so they can factor that into the overall account strategy. Ask questions like, where else are you falling short on your business goals? And how can we support you better? This next one is really simple, yet many agencies fail at it. Just be present to your customer.
We actually return their phone call when they call. When they email us, we get back to them within an hour. I can't tell you how many times somebody says, you're the only guys that got back to us. We started as just independent consultants and entrepreneurs, and we had to go through the struggle, and there were plenty of phone calls that we made that nobody returned. We're passionate about the work that we do, and we get passionate about our clients. I'm not afraid to let them see that passion.
Responsiveness differentiates you from the crowd. However, your mode of response should also be convenient for the client. There's many options like Google Hangouts, HipChat, Slack, Microsoft Teams, and your agency needs to be able to provide an option that works for the client.
We're probably faster to hop on a Zoom call with our clients than some people are because we find that this, a lot of times communicating with a business owner face-to-face gets different results than sending back and forth tons and tons of emails. I find that when we're able to explain things on a video call, share screen with them, oftentimes they just walk away singing our praises when maybe they were upset about something.
In short, communication is a two-way street. Create a plan, set up expectations early, and send your clients consistent and frequent feedback. Lay the foundation and working environment that enables your client to provide feedback on a regular basis. Let's bounce it back to you. What has worked for you in your efforts to reduce churn? Let us know down in the comments. And if you found any of this information to be useful, please consider liking and subscribing so all of us can continue to grow. Until next time, thanks for watching.